Good afternoon. Welcome. It's the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. Happy Halloween. If you celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween. I got my costume on. I got my costume on. Let me say hello to everyone. Let me say hello to everyone. Yeah, I got my costume on. Who am I dressed up as? Anybody know? Anybody know? Let me say my hellos. Robert. Robert. Good afternoon. Got Maria in the house. Maria, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Taking it from North College Hill. Anthony. Anthony in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Got Diane in the house. Diane in the house. Good afternoon. It's a happy Halloween. Checking in from Gulf Manor. Preston. Preston in the house. Good afternoon. Still working in Indian Hill. All right. Myosha. Myosha. No kids to give candy to on my block. Checking in from the sad bunker. All right. David. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Little baby not here. I don't know what she's dressing up as. I heard her mama talking about it, but I'm not sure what she's dressing up as. It's too cold to be out there. Scott, good afternoon. Checking us out from West Walnut Hills. He says, Bill Crosby. Who is that? Who is Bill Crosby? Franklin from the Peanuts. All right, I got my costume on, and I'm asking y'all to guess who I am. Guess who I'm dressed up as? Sabrina. Good afternoon. Are you dressed up as Bill Cosby? Lincoln. uh, let's see. We got Brent. Brent checking us out. Dallas, Texas, with all of the S's. Stefan Morgan from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hey, thanks for checking us out from Michigan. Got Samuel in the house. Samuel in the house, checking us out from Pine Hill. Good afternoon, Samuel. Tina. Tina in the house. Her location is a secret. All right. Oh, let me see. Anthony Prosser. I thought we can put an S on every word. Got Benita. Good afternoon, Benita. Check this out from Roseline. Diane. Diane. Oops, I messed up. I knew what you meant. I was just being silly. Said he is the other half of the rap duo, Favor and EM. I don't know what that means. But good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. No, I'm not dressed up as Dave Stinger. Not dressed up as Dave Stinger. I think somebody guessed it. Clearly, I am dressed up as Bill Cosby. Got my props. You got to have the props. I am Bill Cosby today. Bill Cosby. Got my drink. You know. So I am Bill Cosby. This is my Halloween costume. And that's it. All of that for like, what was that? Maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes. But yeah, see, that's why I got my pills is on this side. I got my pills here. I am Bill Cosby today. Drugging bitches. But what we got to talk about today? It's Halloween. You know, we got to talk just a little bit about the Lincoln Weir show today and former mayor Mark Mallory. Brent says, well, I'm glad you didn't pull out a pudding pop. Where would I be hiding a pudding pop? I'm glad I did not have a pudding pop somewhere to be hiding it and pull it out to show you. I'm glad about that too. Add Jello pudding pops and you'll be official. No. Everybody, Bill Cosby's known for one thing now. Everybody know what it is. Mark Mallory, he came on the Lincoln Ware show, and I had to say I don't think he intentionally misled people. I don't think he intentionally misled people, but he did. Eventually, with the help of my dear brother, some more truth came out. Some more truth came out. And it is just so frustrating. It is so frustrating that we have to keep learning little bits of truth here and there. We have to keep learning little bits of truth. Like, just give us the information up front. I said with Mark before Mark Mallory came on. See, you missed the props. I got pills and I got a drink. I can't hold them the whole time. Just do the whole talk show like this. I can't do that. So I'll hold them up every once in a while so you'll see I am Bill Cosby. Shouldn't you have a bottle of pills and a drink in your hand? I can't hold them the whole time. But I said before he came on, I've not known Mark Mallory to be a liar. I've not known Mark Mallory to be a liar. I've known Mark Mallory to tell the truth. Now, he might only tell the portion of the truth that supports his story. But I've always known Mark Mallory to be an honest guy. And I'm glad that he came on, and I felt like everything he said, he was attempting to be as accurate as he possibly could. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But one of the things that we did learn, and this is what I've been saying for a while, if they sell that railroad, you think they're going to be using that money for paving streets and fixing bridges and fixing your water and building new firehouses. And they might use some of it for some of that. But I believe wholeheartedly. And again, it's the stuff that sometimes it's the stuff that they don't say. I believe wholeheartedly they got other plans for that money. I don't think it's coincidence that they started talking about we need a new arena. I don't think it's coincidence at all. Oh, I got some new people coming in. I'm going to have to hold it up every once in a while. Yes. It's Halloween. I am wearing my costume today, and I am Bill Cosby. I'm dressed up as Bill Cosby today, all right? But they saying, oh, we need a new arena. And they kind of just started talking about needing a new arena. Now, look, I don't disagree that Heritage Bank Arena is long overdue to be replaced in the area. I don't disagree with that. When I went and saw at the Lakers and the Pacers and in Indianapolis and went to their arena, it's a nice arena. I was like, I would go to a concert here. It's a nice facility. And we don't have anything on par with that here in Cincinnati. I've not been to the Yum Center and all that kind of stuff. But it's a nice arena. And we could use something like that. We don't have an NBA team, of course. But there's other things, concerts and NCAA, the earlier rounds in the NCAA and all that kind of stuff. There's a number of things that a city can bring in with an arena. So I don't disagree that we need one. All right. I don't disagree with that. But I don't think that we should be using infrastructure money for it. I don't think we should be using infrastructure money for it. And I wholeheartedly believe that that's what would happen. Every fiber of my being believes that. And they keep, they were saying like, hey, you can only use it for current infrastructure. Like you can't use it for new projects. You can't use it to tear down something and then build a new, like, but we all know that there's ways around this stuff. If you believe that they're gonna sell the railroad and take all the money that the board decides to give to the city, take all that money and spend it on roads and fixing our horrible water. Again, it's scare tactics. Scare me away from voting for what you want me to vote for. Just tell me the truth. Don't try to scare me. Just tell me the truth. It's Halloween. Maybe they had to scare us on Halloween. They had to say, the water is evil. But even Mark Mallory was like, Lincoln was like, they said the water. What are they going to do about the water? And Mark Mallory was like, the water? Well, maybe what they talking about is, replacing some of the pipes. Like they didn't even fill him in on the scare tactic before he came to the studio. So he had to come up with something off the top of his head. And he was like, we even got some wood pipes. Like, we got some really old pipes with lead in them. So, yeah, that must be what they talking about. Hey, come on. I don't, and, my dear brother, Nate, he keeps talking about, don't you trust all of these black council members? Let's say for a moment, I trust every one of them with my life. Again, they won't be around forever. They have term limits too. And this ain't just about next year or the next 4 years or the next 8 years. This is about moving forward. I'm not telling anybody how to vote. I typically don't do that. I might tell you how I intend on voting and why, but I typically don't tell people how to vote. But I do want people to, think about it. If I got to trick you into the deal, and then people keep asking, well, would a black community be better if we don't do this deal? Would a black community be better if we do this deal? I'm of the mindset that the black community will be the same either way, without some guarantees. The black community will be the same either way. If they do this deal and they get $200 million a year, and Mark Mallory, mentioned, they'll get the money and then, I believe they'll prioritize the black community. I believe that they'll spend the money where it's needed most. I don't believe that. Nothing in the history of Cincinnati, Hamilton County, Ohio, or the United States of America indicates to me that if you give people a whole lot of money, politicians in particular, a whole lot of money, that they're going to prioritize the black community over anyone else. I'm not even saying that they have to, but to try to use that as a selling point. Like they're going to have a lot more money, so they're going to prioritize the black community. No. Show me in our history here where that's been the case. I think in my mind, here's what it comes down to. In my mind, you want me to vote for something that may or may not benefit me. I'm going heavily with the may not. But you want me to vote for something that may or may not benefit me. You got to give me some guarantee to sway me back to the may. And saying, well, I believe that they'll prioritize the black community. That don't do it with me. Because I don't believe they'll prioritize the black community. So then how do we reconcile that for you to get my vote? Because that's the goal, for you to get my vote. How do we reconcile this for you to get my vote? I don't believe you. I don't believe me and my family in my house and, the property that I own and the neighborhood that I live in and my people. I don't believe we're going to be better off. Mary says, I hope you have water today. I have more than water. I got something better. Some Bill Cosby today. But no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So given the opportunity to either say, leave everything like it is and just let things keep going how they're going, or do this, it's gonna make some things better for some people, but you want my vote. You want our vote as a block. You want our vote. You got to do something for us. And people think it's crazy to say that, right? Look at how Jewish people move. Is it crazy for Jewish people to say, if you want us to vote for you, you got to support Israel? I'm talking just on the national level. So if you want the Jewish vote, you got to support Israel. Are they crazy when they say that? What do they get out of Israel being supported? It's not even necessarily what you personally get out of it. It's about what your interests are. And people say all the time, because people, we all have to agree. We don't all have to agree. I don't think we all have to agree. I think when you hear people say vote your interests, that's what I want to see. My interests and some guarantee that my interests will be tended to. But if you want our vote as a block, which is, hey, they want the black vote. If you want our vote as a block, give us some guarantees as a block. You would do it for everybody else. Do it for us too. Do it for us too. Jack says every black person's interests don't align. Okay. Then vote your interests. Angela says that part I disagree with quite a bit and not afraid to say. What are you disagreeing with? I'm not sure what you're saying. Oh, Trinice in here now. All right. Well, Trinice, you're more influential. Congratulations. I don't have a problem with that. Um, uh, but Angela, what part are you not agreeing? Oh, she said, I forgot now. I be wanting to know. I want to know. But that's it for that. Just, and I don't even want to necessarily say, because again, I'm not telling you how to vote. I'm not saying vote yes. I'm not saying vote no. I know how I'm voting. I'm voting no. Jesus is Nate calling. He sold all those Wolf tickets yesterday. Talked all that stuff. He was gonna scare me from not even doing the show today. Caller.
Emanuel Livingston, listen here.
Uh-oh.
First of all, President JFK said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And everybody loved JFK, even if he did use those initials.
JFK was a crook. His family were crooks. And so that's that. That don't move me at all.
That ain't got nothing to do with the people loving him. And he was for the black people, too. The black people specifically, since I always want to talk about what about black people specifically.
He was for the black people?
Black people specifically, heck yeah.
So he signed. What? So
why do you think Reverend Dr. MLK, another person who we use initials to refer to, why do you think that the MLK and those people loved him so much? He was for us.
Hold on, why didn't he sign that Civil Rights Act?
Well, he was getting around to it.
No, he had time to do it. He had years to do it.
Well, sometimes you have to build up, man.
No, you ain't got to build up to do what's right. So yeah, let's not get bogged down in that. He didn't love black people as much as y'all want to make us believe he loved black people, because he could have signed that before he got shot in the head.
Well, you have to crawl before you walk. And let's talk about the guy who followed him, LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson, another initial guy who I'm gonna get on you about that messing with the vice mayor. I love Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney.
I love Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney too.
It's just kind of crazy for you to go off on her yesterday about other people referring to her as JMLK.
She could have easily said, don't put that in my campaign ads. That's silly, it's corny, and I don't want it in there. I'm an adult, I'm a reasonable person, and I have better judgment than that.
Well, I ain't never heard you make this complaint when Tab, the one I used to call the pure evil one, but he done came to his senses now, apparently, when he was running around talking about Tab trying to...
That's his name. Now, if Aftab had been going by AP, I'd have been like, no, bro, no.
But it's the same point. You want to say it's silly to use initials. How silly is it to use Aftab or whatever?
That's an actual name. Come on, you getting bogged down in the point. You getting bogged down in the point.
You know the point that he was trying to do there. The point I'm making is he was using that commercial to emphasize his name, and so if one is silly, so silly that you feel the need to publicly criticize somebody, why didn't you criticize AirTab?
Because it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Now, where were you when I was criticizing? Hold on, where were you when I was criticizing PG for using PG?
I ain't never heard that till yesterday.
What? I used to criticize him all the time. I used to call him Procter and Gamble, Sittenfeld, and explain to him how silly it was that he used PG. I used to do it all the time.
It wasn't silly. It was deceptive. He tried to
silly
on the city's love.
It was silly.
Procter and Gamble. Okay, how come have you ever criticized Procter and Gamble because, as Mitt Romney said, corporations are people too, my friend.
I don't vote
Now,
for. I don't.
run
If
around
Procter and
using,
Gamble ever run for office, then I'll criticize them for using initials.
but wait a minute, they run around. People refer to them as P&G all the time. I ain't never heard.
Are they running
it
for
on
office?
Deep down in my soul, it burns me up.
Are they
when
running for office?
They don't have to.
My criticism is using it in campaign ads. Are they running for office?
Oh my God.
Are they
So if
running
you
for
was
office?
around- If you was around in the '60s, you wouldn't have liked All the Way with LBJ.
No.
Come on, man.
How you gonna tell me? Yo, don't give me. You asked me a question, I answered the question, and now you talk about, come on. I don't like it. That don't mean you don't. You can love. You can love it. You can love it. You can call her that nonsense all the time if you want to. I don't like it.
I think it takes away from the serious nature of Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney.
I agree.
To criticize her.
To use
and
that.
Say basically that she did something silly. And it's not true. She's a very serious individual.
I agree, which is why it's so off-putting.
Which is part of this whole trend that I see of black people in Cincinnati going out of their way to disrespect people who are leading and who have led. Now, which gets me to issue 22.
Yeah, let's get to that, because that other stuff was nonsense.
First of all, I don't have my notes here because I'm out in the car, but I heard you, something said, let me just stop the car so that my insurance company has got this tracking device on me and can tell when I'm doing anything but driving with my phone while I'm driving. I said, let me go check Facebook. And here I see you on the afternoon experiment, and I guess you was on time today, right?
I don't know. I don't remember. I was close.
Which means you're going to probably try to slip off of there early, right?
No, I usually end up going late.
Hoping that I wouldn't catch you, and then you could slip this stuff in here without me counterbalancing all the nonsense and the miseducation.
I was hoping that you would call in. I was
hoping
that you would call in.
Okay, so we have to go back for people to properly understand where I'm coming from and where the good people who are saying yes on issue 22 are coming from.
All right.
We have to go back to Ted Berry. And let me just give you a little bitty, teeny-weensy, brief history of what Ted Berry did for the city and for black people.
But before you do that, because I need to get this out of the way, did you lie to me or did Mark Mallory lie today?
Neither one of us lied today.
You don't.
And that's why
hold on. You don't know what I'm talking about yet.
Sure.
Hold on. You don't know what I'm talking about yet. Let me get it out. You said to me. You said to me not too long ago. We had a whole conversation about it. You said the railroad has not been leased to Norfolk Southern since the 1880s. I said it had. And you tried to split all the hairs you wanted to split. You told me that it wasn't. That it was some mergers and all that kind of stuff, which created whole different entities. So it was unfair and untrue to say that it's been leased to Norfolk Southern the entire time. That's what you said to me. But today on Lincoln Ware Show, Mark Mallory said that the railroad has been leased to Norfolk Southern since the beginning. So which one of y'all lying?
Neither. Now, let me explain.
What?
And actually, I'll take that, but then I'll go back to Ted Berry.
All right.
I could probably wrap this up, both of them, but I'll do it your way, since it's your podcast. Now, we have to get a context of why I said what I said. It's true. Norfolk Southern was not an entity. They had not merged. Norfolk had not merged with Southern when the Cincinnati Railroad or Railway was created.
All right.
It was not an entity.
Okay.
So You was on this big thing about people being precise and technical with
Uh-huh.
their words and with their language.
Correct.
And that anybody who misspoke was lying. And I was trying to say to you,
No.
if that's the fact,
Actually,
then when you just
it's just the opposite. Ashley, but
1880,
your friend Ashley said the same thing that Mark Mallory said. See, here's what happened, because I think you forgetting. Ashley came on.
The second part of the answer.
Ashley came on the Lincoln Ware show, and she said that it had been leased to Norfolk Southern since the 1880s. So then I came on this show and I said it's been leased to Norfolk Southern since the 1880s. And then you came on this show and said, well, that's not true. It's been leased to different entities. So I said, then that means Ashley was not telling the truth. And you said, well, no, she was telling the truth. And I said, well, if she's telling the truth, then I'm telling the truth. And you said, no, that's not true. So then you laid out your argument for why that's not true. These two companies wasn't the same entity. So it's not been leased to the same entity, the same company, the same people since the 1880s. And you laid out your case that it's not true. I said, look, if it's not true, it's not true. I was just saying what Ashley said. So apparently it's not true. But then Mark Mallory came on, and Mark Mallory said the same thing that Ashley said, which I repeated. And now you saying what Mark Mallory said is true. So if I repeat what Mark Mallory said, are you also going to say that what I said is not true?
Is every word in the Bible true? Is every word in the Bible true?
Every word in the Bible is an actual word, yes.
Is every word in the Bible true?
I don't know. You tell me.
I say the answer is yes.
All right.
But if you deal with some of these Looney Tune Hebrew Israelites, they'll say, well, there was no letter J when Jesus walked the earth. So there cannot be a Jesus because there was no letter J. Are they right? The answer is no. They're ridiculous. And just like it might not have been a letter J in the English language when Jesus was around, it doesn't mean that Jesus wasn't here, or that Jesus didn't exist, or that there weren't Jews or people named John.
What in the hell are we talking about? What are we talking about now?
Jacob. What we're talking about is the technical use of language. And you trying to say that everybody who says Norfolk Southern, that the railroad has been leased to Norfolk Southern since its inception is a liar.
No. Hold on. You're getting confused. You're the one who said that was a lie. I accepted it as true when Ashley said it, and you are the one who said it was a lie. Trying to be contrary, you called Ashley a liar because you didn't know that I was quoting Ashley. So when I was saying it, you said it was a lie, but then I said, well, no, that's what Ashley said. Now you're trying to spin it to make it be true. I was not criticizing. I was just repeating what she said.
I'm trying to help. And who was she? Who told her that?
I have no idea who told her that. Whoever paid her, I guess.
Right. And your thing was people who are discussing the issue 22, should be very careful with their language because they're saying things that aren't true. And once they tell you one lie, then you can't believe anything they said. And what I said is, Ashley wasn't lying. So if it wasn't a lie when you said it because you heard it from Ashley, why is it a lie when Ashley heard it from somebody else?
Again, you are confused. You are the only one who called it a lie.
Y'all all are technically wrong. But it's a difference between being wrong and being a liar.
Nate, you are the only person who ever called it an actual lie. You called it that.
You had a whole big thing where you were saying people were lying.
Because people were. That was not one of the things that people were lying about.
You're a little off, or they might get a date a little bit off. And so
you got caught up. Just say you got caught up trying to prove me wrong, because that's really all it was.
No. And the point was that Ashley may have been technically incorrect, but she wasn't lying.
Okay.
Just like you were technically incorrect when you repeated what you say you heard from Ashley. There's no way for us to know if that's the truth, that you got that from Ashley. And so the point is that Mark Mallory didn't lie, Ashley didn't lie, and I only said you were lying because you were caught up on this technical. You got to have every dollar right and every figure right. Now, Ted Berry, before he was the mayor, the first black mayor, and that's important to know, before he was the first black mayor of Cincinnati, he also founded the Community Action Agency. Did you know that? And the Community Action Agency has done tremendous work for black people in Cincinnati. So we know a man by his works sometimes. And so based on Ted Berry's good works, we should give him the benefit of the doubt, and we should not tarnish his legacy. Now, after he did that, in fact, Ted Berry was so good, this is just a piece of trivia for y'all who probably out there Googling or trying to double check what I'm telling y'all. He was so cold, Ted Berry was, that LBJ called him up to Washington, a guy named Sergeant, I think it was Sergeant Shriver, called him up to Washington and said, we want you to duplicate this Community Action Agency thing you got in Cincinnati. We want you to take this model and take it all over the country and help black people and poor people all over the country. And Ted Berry spent some years.
You gonna bring this home?
Just that. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it home.
All right.
So Ted Berry goes on. I said that to say Ted Berry's a good guy. We should trust what he did because even before he was the mayor, he was looking out for black people. Now, Ted Berry serves as the mayor. He gets done with his term as the mayor. He gets out of politics. The mayor at the time was Charlie Lucan. They say, hey, Ted Berry, why don't you come sit on this railroad commission? Be a trustee of the Cincinnati Southern Railway. He says, sure. He's sitting down there for a couple of years with all these white guys. And Ted Berry, being the trained lawman that he was, lawyer, he looks at the contract, which is something I've been doing. And he says, wait a minute, I don't think the city has been getting their fair share from Norfolk Southern. It was Norfolk Southern by then.
Okay.
So we up to the eighth. The bottom line is he had to fight with the Republicans on council because they ain't never been for black people. They ain't really never been for the city. He had to fight with Ken Blackwell. He had to fight with Bort. He had to fight with them guys down there to get them to give permission for them to sue Norfolk Southern.
All right.
They filed a lawsuit. The lawsuit goes back and forth through the court system. That's what, for those of you who are listening to us and who also listen to Lincoln Ware, that's what Judge Melba Marsh was talking about when she kept throwing up Ted Berry. So, in the end, they reach a settlement. They take, Norfolk Southern had been giving the city something like $3 million. After all these years, they had only made it up to about $3 million. Well, because of Ted Berry, they settled the lawsuit. Norfolk Southern agreed to increase the amount. So they went from about $3 million to about $11 million. Now, why is that important? Because had it not been for Ted Berry, the first black mayor, sitting in that seat, reading through that contract, learning the history of what had happened, and going to fight for the city and for black people, again, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. This man put his, some might say, if I was Alicia Reese, they might say Ted Berry put his life on the line. He jeopardized his whole reputation.
All right, let me get to the bottom line. It's taking you a while to get there. So let me help you. So Ted Berry, after the lawsuit and putting his life on the line, He said that in 2023, the city should sell to Norfolk Southern, and they should do it for 1.6 billion. And he had the foresight to know that it was going to happen in that way. And so kind of the ghost of Ted Berry is really endorsing the sale of the Cincinnati Southern Railroad. And so we shouldn't disrespect the ghost of Ted Berry, and we should vote yes.
Well, I like that. I like that twist on what I'm saying.
I'm just trying to get you.
You didn't get it. You didn't get all of it.
Oh, there's more.
What I'm saying is, the man who sit in Ted Berry's seat is named Mark Mallory. So we had the first black mayor, and then we had the first directly elected black mayor, that being Mark Mallory. Now, while Mark Mallory down there, he ain't just sitting in the meetings, chewing gum, eating popcorn and peanuts.
Oh my God.
No, this man is down here working. He takes his history of the city, and y'all should know, Mark used to work at the library before he got into politics. This man reads, he's knowledgeable, he's educated, and he's for black people.
Oh, Lord.
Now, Mark Mallory gets down there, he says, wait a minute, Norfolk Southern, we got this contract, this lease agreement is almost up. It's up in 2026, even though y'all got the right to stretch it out for another 25 years. Let's go into negotiations and see how much we're going to jump it up from. It's about $25, $26 million. We want $37 to $40 million. Norfolk come back and say, look, can we talk to you about buying this railroad? We want to give you one. Well, y'all heard, again, the Lincoln Ware call.
Just so you know, none of this is winning me over. Just none of this. I don't think any of this is winning anybody over. But go ahead.
I think it's winning over a whole bunch of people because people respect legacy, and people respect the work that Ted Berry did. People should trust Ted Berry.
Do you know that? Hold on. Do you actually know that Ted Berry is not here with us? You know that, right?
Yes, I know that Ted Berry's
Just
not
checking.
here.
Just checking.
But I know that Ted Berry's work is still with us. Just like the Community Action Agency is still standing. So is that lease agreement that Ted Berry fought for. And what I'm saying to you is... So
actually, if you want to embrace and celebrate the legacy of Ted Berry, you would say, keep the damn lease. Don't sell, because he wasn't saying sell it. He sued to get more money on the lease. So to embrace the legacy of Ted Berry, sue Norfolk Southern and get some more money on the lease.
No, I wouldn't be saying that, because I know
that
the lawsuit that Ted Berry led or had the Cincinnati Southern Railway, they got as much money out of Norfolk Southern as humanly possible.
No, they didn't.
Cut a
Stop
good deal.
Stop it.
And if you go back to the 80s when they did this, black people, what I'm saying to you is,
all right,
the only thing that's changed is black people. You did not have no black people out here talking about, well, we don't know about Ted Berry. We don't know about his judgment. We don't know that this is going to be good for black people. No, they trusted the man.
Because he wasn't telling them to sell it. He was just trying to get more money for it. If he would have been telling them to sell it, people would have been saying, ooh, I don't know about that.
No, they wouldn't have.
Oh, my goodness.
No,
there's no way for you to know that.
Our people used to have respect for the elders. We used to have respect for those who came before us.
In the 80s?
We used to have respect. Wait a minute. What? Are you saying that we didn't used to have more respect for the elders, for our forefathers and foremothers?
You're trying to convince me that in the 80s, people had so much respect for the elders that they would not have questioned a single decision that they made.
I'm saying black people these days.
No. Answer the question, please. Are you telling me that in the 80s, the 1980s, Black people had so much respect for elders that they would not have questioned anything that the elders wanted to do.
Not somebody who had a proven track record. No.
None. They wouldn't have questioned anything.
Well, I gave
because
you
you
my
know
answer.
that's nonsense when you say it, which is why you can't give a straight answer. All through
Well,
history, people
you a
have
straight answer.
questioned the elders.
I gave you a straight answer. We used to have more respect, and our community was better off for it. Now, let's listen to this. This is not, y'all not just questioning. Y'all not just questioning the legacy of Ted Berry.
Ted
Y'all
Berry's not
just
with us
questioning-
anymore. I had to keep reminding you.
Y'all not just I said the legacy of Ted Berry.
His
Y'all not
legacy
just
was not
questioning-
selling a railroad. That was not his legacy.
Y'all not just questioning Mark Mallory and his judgment. Y'all are questioning the city manager. Y'all questioning the judgment and the good sense of Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney.
Yes.
Y'all questioning the knowledge and the good sense and the judgment of the black majority on city council.
Uh-huh.
It's not right. It's disrespectful.
Hold on. So just so
You
I'm
know,
clear,
y'all do
just
that.
so I'm clear, the point that you're now making, this point is anything that black leaders say do, you supposed to do it because they black leaders without question.
What I'm saying
All
is
right, then.
there's this thing going. What I'm saying is there's this thing going around where they say, and I heard my dear friend who I love so much, Reverend Damon List III, come out here and say, Laura Ingraham told LeBron James to shut up and dribble, and now the black leaders are telling us to shut up and vote. Nobody's saying that.
That's
Nobody's
exactly
saying
what
that.
you're saying right now.
That is not what I'm saying.
It is.
I'm saying that we've lost our way when we can't trust the people that we elected.
And so your point is, if we trust them, just shut up and vote for what they said to vote for. That's what you're saying. You actually, Nate, just said we should not question them. We should just vote with them. We shouldn't even question them. And you know that don't make no damn sense.
Now, first of all, you trying to put words in my mouth that I did not say and thoughts in my head that I did not think.
We just heard you.
I never said you shouldn't question people. What y'all doing on this podcast and on the radio and on Facebook and on the internet and on social media, y'all denigrating these black people. Y'all tearing them down. Y'all trying to rip them to shreds. Y'all trying to question their loyalty, their honesty, their dedication to black people. They ain't did nothing for us. And if you listen to people like Doug Springs, another fellow who I really I like Doug Springs. But if you listen to what Doug Springs is saying, and really kind of what you've been saying.
You just said it.
We can't trust white people. We can't trust black people.
Mm-hmm.
We can't trust nobody. We just running around here, a race of untrusting people.
Let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this. When Dwight Tillery was in office, did you trust him unquestionably every decision that he made, or did you challenge him at almost every turn? Challenge him to be better. Which did you do?
I'm glad you asked that question.
Are you actually going to answer it?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Dwight is like a Gemini.
That's not answering. Hold on. Answer the question first and then give the really long explanation. When Dwight was the mayor, did you blindly, loyally follow him because he was a leader, or did you question him and challenge him to be better?
I ain't never said nothing about. I don't like the question.
Okay, you don't gotta like the question to answer it.
I never said people shouldn't blindly follow anybody.
Did you question Dwight Tillery and challenge his decisions when he was the mayor?
This is such a silly question.
Just answer it and we'll be past it.
I can hardly answer without laughing.
Laugh and answer. Go ahead.
Now, the answer is I push the white Hillary to be a better man.
That's right. That's right. And that's all we are trying to do with the black leaders on council, the vice mayor, Mark Mallory, and everybody else. We are just trying to push them to be better and make better decisions and to maybe think more about the black community as they make those decisions.
All right. But it's a big difference.
Oh,
First of all, it's a real big difference. Because first of all, you have in the white Hillary, again, a man who I really admire.
Uh-huh.
But the white is like a Gemini. You got the white Hillary, and then you got the black Hillary. I love, honor, respect, and follow the black Hillary. But I never cared too much for the white one. That's just keeping it real. So I really can't even answer that question because which Hillary are you talking about? The white one or the black one? I'm with the black one, not so much the white one. Now, and let me tell you, so the black Hillary is the guy who stood up for black restaurants, stood up for small businesses. The black Hillary would be behind selling this railroad. It's the white Hillary. The white Hillary is the one who gave tax breaks to them rich white folk down there at Procter & Gamble and all them corporations, stock options. That's the white Hillary. So, no, I can't get behind it. Now, I finally got Mark Mallory to say something today on the radio that I think everybody should have heard. It goes to infrastructure because y'all keep saying, how's the black community going to benefit from this? Specifically, how's the black community going to benefit from this? Now, keep in mind that my perspective is what's good for the city as a whole is good for the black community. That's just my opinion. That's just my perspective.
Okay.
But if you really want to get down to it,
hold on. Hold on before you move? Can you tell me what was that perspective again? What's good
for the city as a whole?
For the city as a whole. Go ahead.
It's really good for the black community.
It's really good for the black community.
That's right.
All right. I just wanted that so you can't say I put words in your mouth because you know that's coming back up in just a couple minutes. But go ahead.
So Ted Berry's deal, it did benefit the black community. It did benefit the black community. The city is better off because of what Ted Berry did than it was before what he did. Now, what nobody can answer is how it benefits the black community to accept $25 million, or let's say it goes up to $40 million, versus getting, and I can say this because I'm not with the campaign, getting $80, $90, or $100 million a year into the Cincinnati Southern Railway. You can't tell me that getting 25, if I offered you, hey, I want to give you something for Christmas, you can either have $25 or you can have $100. You're going to take $100 every year. So these people talking about, oh, it ain't going to be better for us to get more money. It's ridiculous. And on the same line, they say, well, $1.6 billion is not a good deal. Now, these people ain't been to don't have no degrees in trained evaluation. You know, they don't know nothing about evaluating a proper amount for no training.
That's probably
That's
true.
what experts. That's what experts are for.
Hmm.
And the experts said that this is a good deal. Now, even if we came up with $2.6 billion, which is what Lincoln pinned down Tom Brinkman to say his number was, or even if you came up with $5 billion, which is what I hear some people floating around on the internet,
Right.
guess what? Y'all would still have the same complaint
The same concerns. Yes.
that the money that's going into the black community ain't gonna make its way to the black community.
I would still have that concern. Yes.
Now, okay, so you finally agreeing. It's like you seeing the light.
I've been agreeing
Now,
the whole time to that. Yes.
Now, let me tell you why that's such faulty thinking.
Oh.
And it sort of ties into my long-winded reason for trusting black leaders, people that you put in the positions of power in the black community.
Oh, before you do that, let me ask you this question. Because I am big on guarantees. Like if you tell me something, I expect you to be able to uphold that. Like, don't make me a promise that you can't keep, right? Y'all keep asking, how will it benefit the black community if issue 22 goes down? If we don't sell the railroad, how will it benefit the black community? And I think that's a good question. So my question becomes, what guarantee do we have that it will benefit the black community if the sale goes through?
And that's a trick question. Because
why are all my questions trick questions? They're simple questions.
You're trying to put people on the record of making a guarantee, and like you
Exactly.
said,
See, hold on. Ain't that what you kind of do when you do a contract with somebody? You putting them you don't do handshake deals about stuff. Like, can I come and buy your house on a handshake deal that I'm going to give you the fair value and then we sign all the paperwork, but I done shook your hand saying I'm going to make this many payments, and then you sign the deed over to me, and now I could easily say, I ain't never say that, or I'm not going to pay that, or whatever. No, you got to get people on record. It's good business to get people on record and lock them into something that can be enforced at some point before you make a deal. Ain't that reasonable?
Yes and no.
Oh.
Yes in general, but no in this situation. Because, okay, before I give you the give me an idea of what would be a good guarantee.
I don't know.
What would be a good guarantee?
I don't know what the good guarantee would be. I've heard a number of things floated. A guarantee would be to take a portion. One guarantee would maybe to take a portion of that money, or maybe not even a portion of that money. But since that money is freeing up other money, to take that other money and I don't know. Well, I think it was Wyatt who said start a black bank and support a black bank. Other people have said, I think even you said, take some of that money and buy some homes and do something with those homes, maybe really low interest loans or something like that to people who, with the homes. Anything, there's a number of guarantees that they could make to people to say, we will take freed up money and we will do this with that money, and it will benefit this community. So there are a number of things they could do to guarantee that the black community would be better off. But my question to you, of course, is what guarantee do we have that if this passes, the black community will be better off?
Well, here's the thing. They've already passed some legislation. But no matter what they do, the naysayers come back and say, that ain't good enough. So if they pass state law, y'all say, well, that ain't good enough because a future General Assembly, a future state legislature, they can come back and change their state law. If the city council passes some law. Y'all said, well, that ain't good enough because Jan Michelle, I've heard you say it. Jan Michelle ain't going to, I trust Jan Michelle before you was dogging her out the other day.
I still
You said,
trust her. I just
trust
don't like
Jan
that
Michelle.
nonsense, JMLK nonsense. But go ahead.
You say, I trust Jan Michelle, but Jan Michelle's not going to be down there forever.
And that's true.
So one minute you say, we need some guarantees in writing.
Right.
But if they give you some guarantees in writing, then you turn around and say, well, that ain't no real good guarantee because any
Well,
future
try it.
council
How
can
about
come
they could try it? They could try it.
Well, I would argue that based on the legislation, the actual ordinances that I've read, they have done that.
Okay, so
They've done as much as they can.
right. Then my simple
Here-
question should be easy to answer. What guarantees are in this deal that for the black community to say if this passes, the black people in Cincinnati will be better off? What are those guarantees?
Let me answer it like this, because this is where.
But you just said it. They've done it.
You actually took me right to where I wanted to go.
Okay.
Under the current system, under the status quo, which is what Reverend Damon Lynch, Iris Rowley, Doug Springs are all asking you to rubber stamp and co-sign. They're asking you to keep the status quo. Under the status quo, Pete Whitty from Price Hill has gotten with the white folks from Westwood, and they've used the existing system to come get brand new, fabulous recreation centers, parks, pools. They have it looking nice over there in the white part of Price Hill under the current system. Now, our black leadership, or y'all black leadership, is telling you we don't want no stinking recreation centers. We don't want no daggone pools.
No one said that.
We don't want no.
No one said that.
Another thing they got out there under the current system is they've got some performing arts centers. In fact, they've got 2 of them. I saw pictures on inside.
What are
These
you
are
going to
really
get to the
nice.
guaranteed part?
Now, I've looked at the legislation that the vice mayor signed off on. They want to put, I don't know if you've been in the Over the Rhine Recreation Center lately.
I haven't.
Last time I went in there, it felt like I was in a jail. It felt like I was at the Justice Center. That's how run down and dilapidated it is. So in the legislation, they're saying Millville, which I believe is a black community, Avondale, which according to Ozzie Davis is a black community, and all these, they got a whole list of about a dozen black communities. I'm not like James Chung when he used to be on the radio with Steve Reeves. I can't call him out, Mount Airy, Bond Hill, bro. I can't call him out like they used to do. But I can tell you that there is a guarantee, a law, a ordinance that says we are going to take this money and we're going to put it into these black communities. Now, you just said.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Just so I'm clear, it's in writing that they're going to take money and put it into black communities.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You might have something. And that's what it says. Black communities.
It don't, of course, don't. It lists the communities.
Oh.
Now, see, again, here we go with these.
What's the time frame that is going into these communities?
I'd have to go pull up the legislation.
Oh.
But I would think that you, as the podcast host, you would have read through this stuff.
How much is going into these communities?
Millions and millions of dollars. I don't know the figure right off the top of
But
my head.
there's a guaranteed figure going in each community.
Absolutely.
Oh.
But
This ain't one of them tricks, is it? One of them
But again,
Norfolk Southern owned it, but later on we're gonna find out that.
But again, You got people telling you what was good for Pete Whitty, recreation centers, performing arts centers, pools and parks, basically infrastructure. What was good for Pete Whitty and the white folks ain't good for y'all.
No one's saying that.
Y'all can
See,
stay with the status quo.
here's
Stay
the
with
deal.
these
Here's
brothers.
the deal. Again, ain't no guarantees in there that the black community is gonna benefit. And I understand why there's not. I understand why there's not. Why they won't say, hey, look, we're gonna take a portion of this money and, you know, not that money, but freed
What
up
do you mean
money.
it's not?
Because it's
I
not.
just told you it is.
Yeah, but you also said Norfolk Southern didn't lease the railroad that whole time. I had to read it for myself. But the fact of the matter is, I don't believe there's any guarantees for the black community. I don't believe that to be the case at all. And I don't trust government to do what they say they're going to do if it's not in writing. And so that's why my simple question was, what guarantees that the black people in Cincinnati are going to be better off after this thing passes? Now, okay, we'll have clean drinking water because our drinking water right now, apparently in the last couple months, turned deadly. All right. So we're going to have
the last couple of months.
We didn't hear anything about it until the last couple months.
How can you? You know what? The problem is not with the black leaders. I see it. The problem is with the black masses. The problem,
if you want to call it that,
is with the non-public servant black leaders. Because let me tell you something I saw when I was in Cincinnati last week.
This ain't gonna be like super long, is it?
No, I went to City Hall. I looked at the agenda. On the agenda, nobody knew I was coming to Cincinnati, so they didn't do it for me. They didn't do it to show out. Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney is down there fighting for a new, revamped Croson study. And everybody who listens to you ought to know that you need a Croson study before you can start putting money specifically into black-owned businesses and women-owned businesses and whoever been discriminated against. You need that Croson study. Why do you need the Croson study? Because the Supreme Court says it, which is the same reason they ain't no dummies and they can't just come out and say, we putting this money into black people, because then they would get sued and they wouldn't be able to do it.
So then it sounds to me like the wise thing to do is to hold off on this sale, get the Croson study done, retool, look back at it, do the lease, retool and look back at it. Norfolk Southern will still be there in spite of the fact that y'all keep trying to convince us that somehow they're going to go out of business in the next 3 years. But Norfolk Southern will still be there. They still going to want to buy it. And once you can do all of that and make those guarantees and have conversations with the people, then come back.
And you can guarantee all that.
You can guarantee what?
You can guarantee that Norfolk Southern's going to still want to buy it, that Norfolk Southern's going to be in a position to buy it, that Norfolk Southern's not going to go out of business, that the lease provides a mechanism for them to come back and buy. You can guarantee all that stuff.
Here's what I can guarantee. Norfolk Southern will still be in business.
Wait. You said you about guaranteed.
That's what I'm telling you what I'm guaranteeing. I am telling. Can I tell you what I'm guaranteeing? I am guaranteeing that Norfolk Southern will still be in business in 3 years. Guarantee it. All right?
Now, in 3 years, you'll be like you was on that marijuana. I didn't ever said that, so maybe I need to get my pen and paper and write down exactly what you said on this date and time.
All right. That would be a good idea. I guarantee you Norfolk Southern will be in business in 3 years. I guarantee they still going to want to buy that land and the railroad and everything that go with it. All right. What else was the other thing? I guarantee they'll still have the money to buy it. What was the other thing? Will we be in the position to sell it to them? Yes, I guarantee all 4 of those things. Guarantee it.
And your answer shows that either you haven't read the lease or you don't understand the lease. Norfolk Southern is basically doing us a favor.
Oh.
They're trying to buy this, give us $1.6 billion. The lease that our dear brother, rest in peace, Ted Berry, negotiated, he had to work with what he had to work with. So the lease renews in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? You don't wait till 2020. You don't wait till December 31st, 2025 to renew the lease. You renew the lease right now. That's how you do in business.
They are going to be there. They are still going to want to buy it. They've been, well, according to reports, which is just, it's true. They've been trying to buy it even during this current lease. They've wanted to buy it for a while. So what make you think that after November, they just gonna not want to buy it if they don't end up buying it right now? Like, you really think in November, issue 22 goes down, Norfolk Southern just gonna say, F it, we don't want it no more? Is that what you really think?
I think Norfolk Southern, yes, I do think that. Because,
that's not reasonable.
Again, do the math. If I can give you $40 million to lease something for 25 years, and $40 million is on the high end, how many years would it take before I reach $1.6 billion?
I don't know how many. I'm not that good at math.
A whole bunch.
Mm. Well, then, wait a minute. Then the logic behind what you're saying makes no sense, because they're leasing it for $25 million now. So why would they want to buy it? Why do you think they want to buy it? You really think Norfolk Southern only wants to buy that land to do Cincinnati a favor? You think that's how corporations operate? Like, oh, let's do them a favor and buy that land for $1.6 billion. This is a favor. We don't want it, but we do want to give them $1.6 billion because, we nice. Why do you think they actually want that land?
Well, it's a long story, and as soon as I start talking, you're going to start huffing and puffing and saying, can you speed it up? And then I'm going to miss something crucial to the people's understanding. So let's just say they own the tracks, railroad tracks lead from somewhere to somewhere. They own the tracks north of Cincinnati. They own the tracks south of Chattanooga. They want to own the tracks in between Cincinnati and Chattanooga, so that they own the whole line.
That's a great answer. And actually, I agree with you. So what makes you believe that after November, they're no longer going to want to own all the land?
Because they'll be in a 25-year guaranteed lease.
They were in, oh my goodness. They still going to want to own the land.
I'm saying, you're asking people to gamble. And I'm saying they shouldn't gamble, because with the money that they can get from the sale, the black community can look transformed in 25 years.
All right.
This is Ted Berry's legacy. Mark
Ted
Mallory has picked up the torch and ran with it. We ought to trust black people. We ought to get away from all this conspiracies. Down talking on our black leaders is not healthy, it's not good, and white people ain't doing it. If we want to criticize anything, we ought to ask, why is Pete Whitty able to go to the city under the status quo agreement and bring all this stuff to the white community when Damon Lynch hasn't been able to produce the same thing?
And guess what? He'll still be able to do that and do the same thing. And with no guarantees, it'll happen the same way, just on a larger scale. That's it.
No way.
That's
no
it.
Way.
It'll happen the same way on a larger scale. They'll have a new arena paid for with railroad dollars. They'll, they will go buck wild with that money, and guaranteed a lot of it probably gonna end up in the hands of, like a 3CDC or something like that. They'll start some other
Hey,
whatever, and guaranteed.
guess what?
That's another one of my
Black
guarantees.
people ain't against a city-owned arena. Why
Well,
would black people be against that?
well, first, this is what'll happen. It'll be city owned until they, tear it down and build a new one, and then sell it to 3CDC for $1. And then,
Nah.
yes.
And that's another thing. Y'all always talking about 3CDC. Instead of hating, why don't y'all go out there and create one? Where's the black 3CDC?
Well,
Guess what?
Here.
If you sell that choo-choo train, you can get a black 3CDC.
Oh, you hold on. That's what you think gonna happen? Hold on. Now, I'm just asking you a question. Is that what you think is gonna happen? You think they gonna sell the train and then they gonna give, let's say, Damon Lynch $50 million to start a development corporation, a black development corporation?
That's exactly what I think is gonna happen.
You out your mind.
I think Damon is playing y'all. He's telling y'all, say no, say no, say no. Push for a higher amount.
You out your mind.
Keep pushing for black inclusion. And then it's just like, how much money? Okay, let me.
You're not being reasonable now. You're not being reasonable.
How much money did Damon Lynch get for that church out there in Roseland?
I don't know. I have no idea.
What I'm saying is, I remember it being a big mess about Damon going to the city asking for some money for property that was owned by him. And I remember Damon and his people saying, oh, this ain't just about him. This is about the whole community. This is going to be a community effort. The black community is going to benefit. And I don't remember the little black people like you and the people who listen to your podcast. I don't remember them saying, well, if it ain't putting no money in my pocket. I just talked to GC, by the way. And GC's bottom line, I don't want to misquote her, but was, if it ain't putting no money in my pocket directly, I'm against it. Y'all didn't say that.
I'm gonna just tell you, you're not being you as they say, you jumped the shark. Like, you're not being reasonable. You're ceasing to be reasonable at this point. Like,
no,
you
sir.
Hold on. So you really believe
y'all
that
have a lack of imagination?
You really believe that
what has happened to black people?
So you believe Charlie Lukin got the best interest of the black community at heart?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
At least I had to throw one out there to test it, because I don't know where you at now.
Charlie Lukin ain't the mayor.
Charlie Lukin don't have to be the mayor.
Charlie Lukin ain't on council.
Charlie Lukin is on that board.
So what?
What you mean, so what? They control it. They hold it.
Control where the money goes.
They control how much money the city get.
So what?
What you mean, so what? The people who control how much money the city get, I might not be able to let somebody give me, instead of giving you your check, they give me your check, and then I determine how much of your check you get. You'd be cool with that?
Again, no.
Right. I would become very important to you if that were the case.
Not only do we have a lack of imagination in the black community, from what I'm hearing from this conversation, not only are we saying that black people can't do what white folks do, not only are we saying that black people can't build a 3CDC like the white folks built the 3CDC, now we saying that black people won't be able to get off their share of that money. I believe in black people. I believe we just as smart as white folks.
I believe we are too. That's why we're not falling for this nonsense.
If we would stop all this negative talk, and we could build a community action agency, we ought to be trying to follow in the spirit of Ted Berry, not in the spirit of those people who say we can't do nothing, we can't get nothing, we can't
smart,
build nothing.
And we are not falling for this nonsense, Nate. We just not.
Listen, if I had my way, people would vote yes. They would take that money. They wouldn't look no gift horse in the mouth, and then we would go about building up the black
Who would take that
3CDC.
money? Who is we would take that money? Who is we?
Well, y'all want to keep pointing to Damon name?
I'm asking you, who is, you said if you had your way, black people would vote yes. You said we would take that money. Who is we, and what money are you talking about we would take? So who is we?
Eric Kearney is over the African American Chamber of Commerce.
You're not answering my question. You're not answering my question.
I'm answering it. Eric Kearney is over the African American Chamber of Commerce. Y'all got dozens, if not hundreds, of thriving and some struggling black businesses in Cincinnati. Everything.
Who is we, and what money are you talking about taking?
I trust that Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney's husband can find some black people to put together a black 3CDC.
Nate.
I trust that.
Nate.
That's my answer.
That's not an answer. That's a
turn
non-answer.
Turn to the expert in black businesses.
Okay, so that's who you think the we is. What money would we take?
Well, the city, under my plan, under my hope, would buy, for example, just like you talking about, they would buy an arena.
Wait, so we talking about two different, hold on, just so because I'm trying to get, you're talking about two different we's, right? The we who should vote for it is not necessarily the we who would take whatever fantasy money we talking about.
What?
You said, if I had my way, we would vote for issue 22, and then we would take that money and do whatever it is you talking about doing. I said, who is we? You said we is Eric Kearney.
Well, you ain't gonna just give it to Joe Schmo on the street.
How do you think Eric Kearney has access to any of that money coming from the railroad to go take it and do anything with it?
Oh, I get your question. You don't see how this would work.
I'm asking how, in your mind, how does Eric Kearney have access to the proceeds, the interest of this money coming from the board that's only allowed to be used for infrastructure?
Got you. The same way you talking about the city funding a black-owned bank. You take non-railroad money and you create a black 3CDC, just like you took city money and created a white 3CDC. Then the city takes non-railroad money and go buy, for example, thousands of single-family homes in black communities like Avondale, like Millville, like Evanston. Then the city is now competing with the gentrifiers. And guess what? The city got more money than the gentrifying boys. So you take the city. That's where Eric Kearney comes in.
And just so I'm clear, you believe that the city is going to take money that they would give to 3CDC and give it to Eric Kearney to basically compete with 3CDC.
They won't be competing. That's what you're not getting. 3CDC got certain neighborhoods that they want to compete in. You got a black 3CDC. You know what? We don't even have to call it a black 3CDC. Again, we need to know our history and the good things that black people have done. Do you know they've got an Avondale Redevelopment Corporation in existence right now, started by black people to service a black community? Do you know we've got it?
And you believe that the city is going to give them $50 million?
They don't need to. They'll probably give them more.
All right. Look, you believe
the city buys the property. The city takes the railroad money and repairs them, fixes them up. Now you're fixing up black neighborhoods, and then you go get some. You don't even have to recreate the wheel.
And
You don't even have
I'm
to
not
go create no.
Nate. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I believe that you believe in the goodness of the city, like you are the Anne Frank of the Black Cincinnati. You know that no matter what they've done, they are still good at heart. I don't believe that, Nate Frank.
I trust Jan Michelle Lemon-Kearney.
But it's
I
not.
trust this.
All
I
right.
trust the city manager. I trust the black people on council. Guess what? I trust myself. I still trust the black Hillary. You know what I'm saying? I trust Reverend Damon Lynch.
All right.
I trust these people. And it sounds like you don't. It's not just black public officials that you don't seem to trust. You don't seem to trust none of them.
I don't trust the system as a whole.
Do you trust Christy Brad Coons over there at the Urban League?
I trust Christy.
Do you trust? All right then. Are you telling me you
All
don't
right then
think
what?
Christy Coons is capable of putting her head together with Eric Kearney over there at the chamber and Damon Lynch over there at the church and Joe Mallory over there at the NAACP and saying, you know what? We got to deliver this time. We got this money. Our people is counting on us.
No.
So y'all take the railroad money.
No.
Y'all take the
I don't trust
non-railroad
that.
money, buy these houses. You take the railroad money, fix them up, then you lease them to Avondale Redevelopment Corporation, Warner Hills Redevelopment Corporation, Evanston Redevelopment Corporation.
No, I don't. I don't trust that.
Well, no amount of me talking, no facts, no figures, no.
Well, you haven't really. You didn't give any facts to support that. That you just gave conjecture and pie in the sky dreams to look. I could do that too. I can do that too. Check it out. Here we go. Because this is what you're doing, but just from a different angle.
Law on Facebook.
Here's what you're doing, but just from because I can do that. I'm telling you, I can do that. Vote yes on issue 22, because if you vote yes on issue 22, that's gonna free up money, and they're gonna give every black Cincinnatian $15,000 a year. See how nonsensical that sounds? I got no facts to back that up. I'm just saying something that I think might convince people to vote my way.
Hey, you ain't got no facts to back up that they gonna buy some arena and they gonna give it to white folks for $1.
That's what I said. I believe is gonna happen. That was not one of my guarantees.
Well, I believe what I say is gonna happen.
All right, but then you said that your issue was not that I don't believe in the black people, but I don't trust the facts and figures that you given that somehow gonna create the black 3CDC, and you didn't give any facts to support that the city is gonna throw $50 million at somebody and say start a black 3CDC, start a black development corporation, or here is $50 million to support your development corporation or whatever, and we're gonna give you this particular portion of the city and allow 3CDC to continue to work that portion of the city, and then we're gonna fund you both and funnel both of you the same amount of business and equity the whole time. You didn't give any facts to support that. That just was all off the top of your head. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful dream, but it's nothing in writing to guarantee any of that. And if any of that was in writing, like, look, let's take your idea. We're going to start a black 3CDC. Put that shit in writing. I might vote for that. We gonna fund a black 3CDC. We gonna do the same thing we did with the regular 3CDC. We gonna give them $50 million to start out, and we gonna sell them stuff for $1 and let them develop it and give them this. Put that in writing. I might support that.
Man, didn't I just explain to you we don't really need a black 3CDC because you already got
All right, so then put in writing we gonna give. So then put it in writing. We're going to give this redevelopment corporation $50 million to start. And we're going to support them the same way we do 3CDC. Put that in writing. Put something in writing. I got an idea. Put it in writing. Same way you don't just sell me your house on a handshake with nothing in writing. You don't, in my opinion, give away your vote with nothing in writing because you got a good idea.
It is in writing. It's in. Not only is it in writing, it's in an ordinance. It's the law.
So there's something in the ordinance that says that they're going to give $50 million to the Avondale Redevelopment Corporation.
No.
Then it's not in writing. That's what you just said. I said it's not in writing.
It's in writing that they're going to hook the black communities up.
Oh.
They even list them. But that gets us into the circular argument about, well, that can be changed in the future. Still tactic.
Put it in writing.
What you said you again.
Put it in writing.
So you can poo-poo it and say, that ain't nothing.
Try
that don't mean nothing.
Try me. Put it in writing and let me poo-poo it, as opposed to don't put it in writing because you might poo-poo it. That's the reason why they didn't put nothing in writing, because somebody might poo-poo it.
I don't know what's happened to our black community, but it might be time for me to make my triumphant return back to Cincinnati because something is going on with the leadership, and when the leadership falters and starts talking about what we can't do, whatever happened to President Obama and the yes we can attitude, that yes we can spirit? Something is wrong. All these no we can't, they ain't gonna let this. Black people, we fought the fight.
Nate.
We won the battle.
Nate.
In fact, we won the war.
Nate.
Black people control the city.
Why would you be against putting it in writing if you're so confident it's gonna happen? Why would you be against putting it in writing?
I'm telling you, it is in writing.
And every time you say that, I ask a simple question and you say no. It's in writing that they're going to buy up thousands of houses in Avondale. Is that in writing?
Okay, that's not in writing.
Is it in writing that they're going to fund the Avondale Redevelopment Corporation? Is that in writing?
That's not in writing.
None of this stuff that you're saying is in writing.
It's understood.
Oh, just like it's understood that I'm going to pay you $1,200 a month for your house. Now sign over the deed, move out, let me move my stuff in. You're gonna be like, nah, bro, I need a contract.
We're not asking. Nobody's being asked. You know what? I'm glad you kept talking because I want to make this last quick point.
All right, because I'm up against a break.
Yes, it's the last. Boy, now issue 24. They're asking you. I ain't against it. I ain't speaking negatively. But issue 24, you got the black activists saying we need issue 24. Issue 24 will raise your taxes. It's supposed to be for affordable housing. Now, how is the black activist saying raise your taxes to build affordable housing that ain't guaranteed to be in the black community, by the way? I read through it. It don't say nothing about exclusively for black people. It says raise your taxes for this affordable housing. But issue 22 won't raise your taxes. It's like getting free money. But y'all want people to raise their taxes instead of taking the free money, when the free money,
it's not free money.
As far as I can see,
it's not free money.
Well, how's it not free money?
You're selling something for it. That's not free money. If you sell your house, did you just get free money? No, you gave up something to get that money. It's not free money.
Oh, now we want to talk about the whole of the city. Did the black community sell something?
You said it's free money. You can't be mad because you saying something is free money that's not free money.
No, I'm just saying. Every time somebody talk about what's good in 22, y'all say, what about the black community? So I'm saying, you talking about, we We'll be selling our assets. Do the
Oh my
black
goodness.
community own that choo-choo train line?
Hold on. Let me ask, because I be trying to understand something. Let me ask this real quick, just real quick.
It's free money to the black community. How about if I put it like that?
It's still not free money to the black community.
What did the black community sell?
Well, the black community didn't sell anything. So the black community get the money?
All that they get is free.
Hold on. You said it's free money for the black community. How much money does the black community get?
It depends on how well that trust fund do.
Okay, so what portion of the money in the trust fund goes to people in the black community?
I would say probably about 50% or more.
So just so I'm clear, people in the black community. So if it makes $50 million, or if the board releases $50 million to the city,
it's gonna be way more than $50 million.
But there's no way to know that. But let's just use 50 million as a number. If the board releases $50 million to the city, you're telling me that the city is going to take $50 million and give it to black people?
I didn't say that. I said
I'm up against a break.
At least half.
I'm up against a break.
At least half.
So the city is gonna take 25 million of that 50 and give it to black people.
You can't have it. I said over half.
So
the black community is way ahead.
So the city,
Now,
I keep asking the same question. So the city is gonna, if they get 50 million, the city is gonna take $25 million and give it to black people.
At least.
That's not true. That's not true.
To the black community.
That's not true.
That's right.
It's not true. It's not true.
And what smart black people
that is
ought to be
factually
doing
inaccurate.
in the business.
That is bordering on blatant misinformation.
What's wrong about what I just said?
Who they gonna give $25 million to?
To the black community.
In what way? $25 million, not fixing some streets, not fixing some buildings. $25 million to the black community. Who they giving it to?
Who you think gonna be fixing them? Who you think gonna be fixing them streets?
Who
you think gonna be fixing them recreation centers?
A lot of white companies.
Black-owned contractors. That's why
all right.
Dan Michelle Lemmy Turner's down there getting the Croson study right now.
Okay, I'm up on a break.
Updated.
I gotta run.
Yeah, that's right.
I appreciate.
That's right.
You're so wrong, but I let's do this again real soon.
You need some fresh thinking down there in the black leadership. Get rid of all that negativity.
All right. We're gonna do this again real soon. I'm up against the break.
About building up the black community.
I
live, where I was born in.
I'm late for my break.
I bet you are.
All right. I appreciate.
Vote yes on 22.
I appreciate your call, sir.
It's for the black people.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he just made up a whole lot of stuff. I mean, he made up like good sounding stuff. He made up good sounding stuff. But it's not. I'm gonna have to talk to him off air and figure out what's really going on. I'm gonna have to talk to him off air and figure out what's really going on. Because some of the stuff was just not reasonable. Some of it was not reasonable. 513-717-5464. Here's the only thing I hope. Only thing I really hope that happens is that he don't say I didn't give him enough time. Oh boy. So that's that. Y'all know I didn't mean for that call to take that long. And if he was here at the house, we would still be going. I'm telling you, we would still be going, probably until late tonight. But yeah, Nate, I love you. I love you very much. But you are, in my opinion, so off base on this. You're so off base. That was why I had to ask him, like, do you believe Charlie Lukin has the best interest of the black community at heart? Because I needed to know how, like, it felt like a heck of a shift from, being reasonable to not being reasonable. But, all right. There was other stuff that I wanted to talk about. The stolen jewelry. Deion Sanders, his people had jewelry stolen, all that kind of stuff. Deion Sanders has finally spoken up about it. He's finally spoke up about it. Deion Sanders says, who robs the Rose Bowl? He says, NCAA, you do something about everything else. Do something about this one. Says all that stuff should be replaced. Says this is the Rose Bowl. It's the granddaddy of them all, right? I'm sure granddaddy has some money. Grandpa should have some money to give these kids. I'm going to have a list made out for these kids, and I know they're going to be truthful about what they lost so we can try to get that back from them. They may not be able to get the items back, but we should be able to reimburse. I actually agree with him on that. I don't agree with the people who blaming the people who got their stuff stolen. I don't agree with that at all. I think the whole situation is terrible. Again, my only knock about the situation was when it happened at a HBCU. That was because HBCUs are not up to standard. A lot of people said that. HBCUs ain't up to standard. When it happened at the Rose Bowl, nobody's saying, oh, PWIs ain't up to standard. That was my only knock about that. I agree with Deion about this. I didn't actually see a video of him talking about it because I want to see if he has the same level of anger that he had at the HBCU when it happened at the PWI. But yeah, he finally did speak up about it, and I appreciate that. What else? Oh, eye drops. I meant to tell y'all about this yesterday. I don't know if y'all heard. If you use eye drops, they say eye drops sold at stores including CVS, Rite Aid, and Target could cause blindness. Yeah. This is from ABC News. Katie Kindlin from Good Morning America reports consumers are warned against using more than 2 dozen eye drop products. The US FDA says the eye drop products were manufactured in a facility with insanitary conditions and that they potential risk of vision loss or blindness. Yeah, they say the item's supposed to be sterile, but they're not. The impacted products are marketed under the brands CVS Health, Leader, Cardinal Health, Rugby, Cardinal Health, Rite Aid, Target Up, and Velocity Pharma. The FDA has a full list of the 26 products on its website. I don't know, if you use eye drops, I don't want you going blind because, you got dry eye, or I'm not even sure what the eye drops necessarily are for, but go to the FDA website and find out if your stuff is on the list. Don't go blind using eye drops that have been basically recalled. I just think it's important for people to know that because. All right. On the line, CK.
Praise the Lord. How you doing, Mr. Livingston?
CK, I'm doing good. How about you?
I heard your brother and you talk for over an hour. I was flabbergasted.
Oh.
I heard y'all talking, and it was over the damn initials.
Yeah, I can't get with the initials, man. I just can't.
Yeah. That's a personal pet peeve. It just, hey, I can't get you to watch the Bengals. You say you ain't watching them. You a grown ass man.
Yeah, I would have never voted for if I heard campaign commercials and it was LBJ talking about vote for LBJ, I would have said no. If JFK, I would have said no. I don't like that. I think it's
You don't
childish.
even know why you don't like it, do you? It's just something you don't like. It ain't really a reason, is it?
And it's a reason. It feels childish
Corny.
and immature, corny as f. It seems like somebody trying too hard. You know what I'm saying? Trying too hard to do something hip and cool. And if you trying that hard, I feel like there's something like you can't blame, what people call you, but when you allow it to go into your political ads, I'm like, really? And again, I like Jan Michelle. I really like Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. If I had a first choice to vote for, it would be Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney.
So I know you had to have a W.E.B. Du Bois. You remember her?
Did you say her?
You remember her, W.E.B. Du Bois? Ain't it a girl? It's a black woman, ain't it?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
The girl that invented the hot iron cone? Ain't that W.E.B. Du Bois?
No.
What's her name?
That was Madam C.J. Walker.
C.J. Walker. There it is. I was close.
And I would not
That's
vote,
CJ.
and I would not have voted for her if she was using CJ as her name. It's just me. It's just me.
I feel you.
I'm not telling you not to vote for her. I'm just not.
Yeah, I don't know why would people try. Like you said, you stated your reasons, and you said it's not a definite, but you said if she keep on doing it, she gonna mess around and lose your vote.
That's right.
That's respect. That's
She could stop at any minute and say, look, don't put that JMLK nonsense in my campaign commercials. This is serious stuff about issues, and I don't need no silly nicknames in my commercials. I want to talk about issues, talk about my integrity, but don't talk about no silly nicknames. And, okay, now that's a reasonable woman.
But when I was hearing you speak about it yesterday, it sounded more like you didn't like it's a play on MLK, right?
That is a part of it as well.
Yeah, I see what you mean right there. I see what you mean. And how we gonna handle these eye drops now? Because them going blind. That got to be hell.
Don't check and see if your eye drops are on the list. If they are, don't use them. Period. That's the way you handle it.
When the last time you used some eye drops?
I don't use eye drops.
Because you don't use drugs. Eye drops are for people that use drugs to put it in their eyes to get the red out so they can go back to work, huh?
That's not true. There's a lot of reasons.
That's what eye drops are for.
No, there's a lot of reasons why people use eye drops.
If you want to hit the smack or, hit a little cocaine or some weed or something on your lunch break, before you go back and clock back in, you're going to put the eye drops in your eye.
No, it's a lot of reasons why people use eye drops. People have all kind of eye problems. People have dry eye. People have it's just a lot of different issues. I don't know them all because I'm not a doctor, but there's a lot of reasons why people use eye drops.
So you was born with that 20/20. You never had to wear glasses?
Well,
or you was stuck with them glasses?
No, I was born not needing glasses. I'm old now, so I need glasses. Yeah. Even though, I haven't gotten any. Well, I did a few years ago. I just didn't wear them. But that's got nothing to do with the eye drops. Just look, if you use eye drops and go look and see if they are on that list. If they're on that list, don't use them. And because we don't want you going blind. That's simple.
But I didn't know that when I went to the eye doctor, Emanuel. You know, being blessed with this 20. I was born with that 20/10, right? And I'm laughing at people with glasses. I didn't know that everybody lose their vision. I thought that was just for people with bad sight. But they said, like you said, once you get old, it start going, don't it?
It does seem that way, yeah.
Yeah, that ain't right. I just found that out, man. Because I always had excellent vision. Then I went like 2 years ago. They say, nah, buddy, you ain't got that 20/20 no more. It was like 20/30, 20/40.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. So I guess all good things come to an end. But
CK,
mm-hmm.
I want to ask you a question. I want to get a little bit into this Dwight Howard stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not just for the salacious portion of it, but I'm curious about. First, do you like my costume?
What you got on? You ain't got on nothing, do you?
Yeah.
I ain't seen nothing but a regular old Emanuel costume.
Yeah, I got on my sweater. I got my pills. I got my drink.
Oh, you Bill Cosby?
Yeah. Yeah. How you like my costume?
That's a good one. I ain't see the pill. My bad. I ain't get to, I've been at work, man. I've been listening. I ain't get to watch. Hey, that's a good costume, man.
All right. But about this Dwight Howard stuff, right? I'm looking at some of the I'm gonna say details. Some of the details in what's in the lawsuit. And here is what Mr. Harper alleges. Okay, Mr. Harper alleges that he met Dwight Howard through Instagram. They exchanged messages and stuff, probably shared pictures of each other's meat and all that kind of stuff. They decided they was going to get together at Dwight Howard's house. While he was on his way to Dwight Howard's house to hook up with Dwight Howard, and again, this is a man. While he was on his way to Dwight Howard's house to hook up with Dwight Howard, he says apparently Dwight Howard texted him and asked him if it was okay to invite an additional man or woman to join their little sexual thing that they was going to do, right?
That's that called what's the word? You got to get
menage. I think it's pronounced menage a trois.
No, I'm talking about you can't mess with a girl without her.
No. He's on the way there, and Dwight texts him and says, "Hey, bruh, can we have a third person with us? It might be a man, it might be a woman."
Okay.
And he tells Dwight, like, "No, I don't want to do no threesome, bro. I just want it to be me and you." So then he says, once he get to Dwight Howard's house, he said they was joined by a man dressed as a woman who identified only as Kitty.
Yep, Rick Ross beard. Don't forget.
So there was some dude there dressed as a woman calling himself Kitty. Now, Harper say he tried to resist. Like he was like, "Nah, I'm not into this." He says, but Dwight Howard and Kitty forced him to participate. But here is the way that they forced him, or at least this is the way that he's claiming that he was forced to participate. He says he was trapped in Dwight Howard's bedroom, and he believed that he would suffer imminent bodily harm if he resisted. So he went on ahead and did it, but the whole time he felt violated and humiliated. Now, my question to you is, because he's not saying, Dwight, they held me down and forced themselves on me. He's not saying they told me that if I didn't do it, they was going to F me up. He's saying, in essence, Dwight is a big dude, and I felt like if I really said no, that they was going to beat me up. But nobody actually told him that. Was he, given that set of circumstances, was he sexually assaulted?
Technically, I would say no. He did ask for consent, and he said no. Now that's where we got it right there. Now if we got that message, he said, "I got another a bearded dude coming over," and he said, "Nah, I ain't with that." Dad, that's where you might have him by the balls.
Well, but if he got there and he saw the other dude right? But
Mm-hmm.
let's put it in this way, because when you think about it in terms of that, it can get. I was about to say hairy, but I don't want to say that. It can get weird. So, all right, say you talking to this girl, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then y'all decide y'all want to hook up. She come over to the house. While she on the way there, you like, hey, I'm gonna have one of my other girls here. We gonna do this threesome. And then the girl that you just met, she like, I don't want to do no threesome. And you like, all right, whatever, come on over. Then she come over. Then the girl that you had, your girl come in. And you like, hey, you want to, do whatever? And she like, nah. So then y'all like, okay. But then she say, well, come on. But then later on, she say, well, I said yeah because I felt like they might do something to me if I said no. But you never told her, hey, either you do this or we gonna have a problem. Your girl never got up in her face like, nah, you gonna do this or we gonna have a problem. She just went on ahead and acquiesced because she was a little afraid. Did you actually sexually assault her if she agreed to do it without you necessarily saying you better do it?
Now, I think that's a wobbler. I think you can go both ways in there. No pun intended. I think you can get a not guilty verdict and a guilty verdict in that, because that's a wobbler, because all she has to do is convince the jury that she felt uncomfortable. She felt if she didn't do it, or if he didn't do it, that he would be face bodily harm. So that's why you don't mess around. That's what you got to tell the kids. All them threesomes and all that. That's what happens. All that running trains on girls. Y'all can have a consensual running train, but just the shame of that alone, or y'all don't want to take her home or something, that could lead to this. Because the way I look at it, Emanuel, I feel that it was just a play on the victim, the alleged victim. I think this was a way to get around the A&D agreement. So you could just say, well, yeah, we was doing threesomes and stuff, but I wasn't really with it. So this is just a way to out them. But I'm not sure if you can get a conviction or not. But I think it's a wobbler. It's a possible, and this is a civil trial, so he gonna get paid, I believe. You think he can win the settlement?
I'm not sure. Because I mean, that's what he was trying to do. Apparently, initially was trying to win a settlement, and Dwight Howard is basically saying, "No, I'm not settling this. This was some consensual stuff, and you're not gonna blackmail me. So, hey, if I got to come out and let everybody know that I have sex with dudes to not pay you, that's what it's gonna be." I feel like once you decide, hey, if everybody get to know the embarrassing stuff, so be it. You done made up your mind. You ain't really trying to pay.
Because you don't think the extortion is going to stop. That's what makes you do it. Because you like, if I pay you this time, what's going to stop you from coming back at me again for some paper? But I really feel it. When he's doing this stuff with men, he's making them sign those agreements. So I think when you're dealing with those type of people, eventually they're going to figure a way around the agreement. And this is a way. It could be a whole lie. He could be down with that. This could just be the play to out him and try to get some money. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, oh, you think you slick, you making us sign this agreement. What's a way to get around the agreement? Illegal activity. What you think about my theory?
Well, I'm not sure about your theory. I can say I like the way you thinking about it, though, in terms of, which is, of course, the reason why I kind of wanted to bring it up. Just that those of y'all who still out there, like, be careful, because just because it seemed like somebody consented, they can always come back later and say, nah, I didn't consent to that. And, how can you prove that the person didn't consent? And then you find yourself in a world of trouble.
And that's why, Emmanuel, that's why you don't want to bring the other people in your bedroom, because now, boom, I can prove this person came in there. Boom, I got a name. I know who he is. Woo, woo, woo. Boom. See, if you never did that, you ain't got to worry about that. So I think this how you get caught out there, man. Trying to end the agreements don't do nothing. If you famous, you got to let them know your sexuality because it's gonna come out.
Well, he let him know. I mean, he let him know. He showed up and it was a dude there dressed as Kitty.
But we all know. Now, did you already know Dwight was gay before this?
I never really thought about it. Like, for real, I never thought about whether or not Dwight Howard, somebody said who was Dwight Howard? He's a very famous basketball player. But
Yep.
I
Magic.
never thought about it. Like, legit never thought about it. I don't be when I see people, playing basketball, I don't think, oh, I wonder if he's gay.
And let me make this point clear. This is what made us think about it. We never would have thought about it until he went on national television and grabbed his players' nuts on live television in front of everybody in L.A. Coliseum.
Yeah, I never saw
in
that.
The Staples Center.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So when we seen him do that, I mean, it was sex. If you seen it today, I bet you would say he should be brought up on charges for that. And by you, if you watch that, it might change your whole opinion on this case because you would look at him as a predator then. Because you think Donald Trump just said he liked grabbing girls by the. He actually grabbed men by the. You see what I mean?
Well, yeah, so I never saw that. So.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was terrified. He was a younger player. It was like bullying, and he's grabbing his penis in front of the whole, on the bench, in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Yep, that's a sexual predator, isn't it?
Sound like it. All he was missing was the pills, Bill Cosby style.
Hey, man. I appreciate you, brother, taking my call, man. I had to catch you on Halloween. Bill Cosby forever. I like how you representing the legend, too.
You dressing up?
It's too cold, but I ain't participating.
All right, CK.
All right, man.
I appreciate the call. All right. That was CK. I appreciate his call. There was something else that I wanted to discuss. I got to the jury. I got to that. The only other thing I want to discuss, and I'm not going to prolong it because I do have to get out of here. But I think Donald Trump might be in trouble in Georgia. Donald Trump and a few of the higher ups. Because what they saying is, this is what's happening. For, most of y'all probably know this. A few people have taken plea deals. And in these plea deals, they plead guilty to something. But they agree to testify against, any of the other co-defendants in trial. They had to cooperate. Part of the plea deal. But some of the people haven't been offered a plea deal. And they say some of the people were sitting back like, I can't wait to be offered a plea deal. And now they looking around like, hold on, I ain't got that call yet. So they nervous, like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? They say Trump haven't gotten a plea deal. I think Mark Meadows hasn't been contacted with a plea deal. Rudy Giuliani hasn't been contacted with a plea deal. And it's a few more. And some of them really thought they were going to be contacted and offered a plea deal. I know a lot of people think, oh, just take a plea deal. Well, you can only take a plea deal if you're offered a plea deal. You don't just get to go in there and say, well, I want to plead guilty to a lesser charge. No, they got to offer you that. I mean, I'm sure you can reach out to them and say, can I plead to a lesser charge? And they'll be like, sure, or no. But you don't just get to do that. So some of the people thought, yeah, I'll wait till they contact me. I'll take the plea deal and just get everything over with. And they say to some of the people now who haven't been contacted about a plea deal, they're nervous. Because they like, they coming for me. And so they say some of them is like, can we move my trial date up? I want to separate my case from all the other cases, kind of in hopes that they'll, force the prosecutor to offer them a plea deal if they're valuable enough. But you know what, when there's a lot of people, the people who get the early plea deals get the best deals, and the longer you wait, there's a good chance that you won't get as good of a deal. So some of them nervous. And if you think about it, depending on how, I don't remember how many defendants it was down there, like what, 17 or 19, something like that. If you get a good majority of them with the information that you need, your case might be rock solid with inside people telling the scoop. Again, I remember when all of this went down, people said, this ain't going to trial. None of this is going to trial. This is overreaching. All this stuff going to be thrown out. These cases ain't no good. I'm not sure that that's true. I'm not sure that that's true. GC says your brother was right. You're leaving early. I'm only on till 5. It's already 11 minutes after. I'm late, as usual, leaving. I'm late. Ron, I think you were one of the ones who said this ain't going to trial. These charges ain't no good. This whole thing gonna go away. You still think that? Twin.
Can you hear me, man?
I can hear you now.
Hey, what's up, man? I had to call. Man, you know there ain't no Bill Cosby out, but you with her every day, man. Stop getting on here, pump face.
This is my costume today, my Bill Cosby. I am Bill Cosby.
No, you got that Daybreak jug. You
I
headed
want to
over
take
there
the
to the
pills
White
and
House
put
too,
it
huh?
in the drink. That's my Bill Cosby. I don't do a good Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I see.
I want to take the pills and put them in the drink. That was terrible. That was terrible.
Man, you should be a comedian, man. You something else, man. Well, at least you got a good sense of humor. Laughter for the soul. Man, he been a cupcake, man. I've been watching his videos, and you know the internet ain't play right. They just show his old videos, him touching man, dummy, and all that, man. If you do all that, man, you been in a closet. It's just this Me Too movement now, and they coming out the closet, man. That's like my homie, the big homie Pimp C said, if you're ashamed what you do, just don't be ashamed what you do. Just come out the closet and everything. There's a lot of people in that entertainment business that's on the down low, but now they're coming out since everybody else coming out. You think you changed your mind on the railroad yet?
No.
You did.
Hold on, but let me go back to what you were saying. He did come out the closet. Like
Who did?
Dwight Howard. Like, look.
When did he do that?
When he came out and said he had consensual sex with a man. That's coming out the closet every day of the week.
Oh, I thought somebody brought up false charges or something.
Right, but he could have denied it, but when you come out and you say, yeah, nah, he said that we intimidated him for sex, but nah, that was consensual. That's coming out the closet. But before then, there's really no reason to come out the closet. Like, I'm a big proponent of, I don't care if you gay. I don't need you. What did we want? Dwight Howard to come out, dunk the basketball, and then hold up a sign and say, "Hi, Mom, I'm gay." Like, no, I don't care if you gay. You do what you do, and you keep it to yourself.
Yeah, that's what I feel. But some people, like I say, some people look up to you and stuff like, man, I want to beat Dwight Howard and all that. But now these young folks turning heads like, man, he gay. I never knew he was gay and stuff. And then you done messed up that man, little boy dream, because he looked up to you as a role model. Now he's like, Mom, I can't do that, or vice versa. He might want to turn around. If the white can be gay, I can be gay and stuff. And that's not cool, man. That's setting a bad example. You get in that Hollywood industry, it's over, man. And I feel like, man, he should, keep that to, he should have kept it to himself. If that man didn't want no threesome and stuff, that's on him. You got to respect the man. Y'all been getting down and everything, but he just don't like threesomes. Now, on the other hand, if it was two women, like I had a threesome before with two women and everything, hey, I love to have me a nut and everything, but hey, to each his own. You with that gay stuff, keep it over there, because I don't condone none of that stuff. It's messing. That's what's wrong with the black community now. White folks done bought it on TV and advertise it, especially them weak-minded Democrats. Y'all put that on the oath, lied, and passed the law, starting with that Obama, wanting gay stuff, right, this right, that right. Ain't nobody got no right to be gay. It's an abomination, man. Just like you heterosexual stuff, you to cheat on that's committing adultery or whatever.
Wait.
Ain't no such thing as no gay rights, that right.
Wait, I'm confused.
What, man?
I'm not.
You ain't got to be confused. Catch up.
I am. I'm confused. I'm not thoroughly understanding what you're saying. Look, if the dude is gay, the dude is gay, right? I don't like it. I don't like it, but you know, I'm not gay, so I don't have to like it. So
well, my thing is this: you have people looking up to you, little shorties, man, want to be like the White House.
So what? He's supposed to not be gay because people looking up to him? If he gay?
I mean, to each his own. Keep that to yourself, though.
And that's what he did. But that's what he did. He was keeping it to himself.
Manuel, listen here, man.
Oh.
If you had a little boy, 6 feet, 7 feet, 8th grade or whatever, and he the center and stuff for elementary school and everything, and he want to
He's 7 feet
like
and a center in the elementary school? Oh, that's big time.
Man, this new generation, man. What you thought? These kids grown out here.
All right. I'm not saying it don't exist. I've never seen a 7-footer in elementary school, but okay. Go ahead.
I said like 6 feet or something like that.
Okay.
You got something growing in the elementary. Come on, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. You be acting slow, man.
You said
you wonder why
go ahead.
No,
go
man,
ahead. Just go ahead and make your point. You did say 7 feet in elementary school, but go ahead.
I'm saying the way these kids is growing and stuff, you know, flying the hearts and everything. You think they ain't growing up?
Okay.
Like trees.
Okay.
Man, I'm just making my point because
go
you
ahead.
Acting slow, man.
Go ahead. Make the point. Go ahead.
No, back to reality though. But for real, man, like I was saying, you got say you got a son, 6 feet. He said, man, he the center of the 7th grade, 8th grade. Hey, I want to be like the white. And all of a sudden, he look on my he was already my role model. Why he got to be gay? And people look at it as a different way, man. They got the government injecting all this stuff and these little kids mad. And you wonder why they commit suicide or do stupid stuff. It's because what they taught on the TV and all that, man.
What?
Government know what they doing to shut us down.
Hold on.
And people don't realize what.
I'm confused again.
You ain't gotta be confused. Catch up, man.
I'm trying to catch up. You so far ahead of me that I had to ask questions to catch up. So,
all right, listen to this.
So wait. Let me ask questions, and then you answer the questions, and that way I understand. That's a way that I understand stuff.
All right, come on,
all right?
man. Hurry up.
So this kid, 7th, 8th, 9th grade, whatever. He's a center. He's a big dude, and he idolizes Dwight Howard. All right. Dwight Howard's a center. He idolizes him basically because of his play, the way he plays basketball. But in your mind, when he finds out Dwight Howard is gay, then he gonna look at that and say, maybe I'm gay too.
No, he won't. It might be. Yeah, you're right. It might be vice versa.
Why? I don't think that it happens. I can't say for sure, but I don't think it happens that way.
What you mean, man?
But just because you want to play basketball like somebody and you find out they gay, I don't think that makes you think you gay too.
Come back to reality.
What?
When we was growing up, did we wear tight jeans, man, skinny jeans? Did we wear our pants down sagging? When we was growing up?
No.
And you're only a couple of years older than me.
No.
Okay then. It's Me Too ass niggas out here, man.
What that?
Or whatever.
What? That don't. No, I don't. Twin.
If Lil Wayne put on the skirt, today, I guarantee you money. Somebody gonna have on the skirt tomorrow.
But they might wear a skirt. They might wear a skirt. But we didn't see. Well, I can't say that we did.
Gucci Man got a tattoo on his face. What happened? Everybody got a tattoo on their face. Lil Wayne had a tattoo. What happened?
But what I'm telling you, what I'm asserting.
Come to reality, man.
But what I'm asserting, twin, is that is totally different than I want to be.
What's the difference? It's Me Too ass niggas out here.
That's a huge difference. One of them is style. The other
I'll be glad when you
is
come out.
the
I'll be
other
glad when
is
you come out.
sexual. What did you just say?
I'll be glad when you come out.
Come out of
You
what?
acting like one to come out that closet or whatever you in, because you act.
I can't put up with that. I can't put up with that. I'm not gay. If I was gay, I would have been out the closet. So one is style and fashion. The other is actual homosexuality. Now look, if I got a son who play basketball and he idolizes Dwight Howard, he want to play like him, he want to dunk like him, he want to, whatever. And then Dwight Howard comes out and Dwight Howard says, basically, yeah, I have sex with men. I doubt that my son is going to be like, uh-oh, I think I'm gay now. I was like, why do you think you're gay? Dwight Howard is gay. That don't make you gay, boy. That don't make you gay. I don't know that it works like that. Now, he might be disappointed that his hero turned out to be gay. But I'm saying I don't think, because again, I don't know. But I don't think that because you find out that somebody that you like is gay, you think that makes you gay. That don't make sense to me. A lot of it don't make sense to me. But that definitely don't make sense to me. It just don't. But who knows what goes on in the mind of a 7-foot elementary school kid? Maybe. I don't know. But I think for real, the truth of the matter is, I actually kind of respect Dwight Howard in this sense. Apparently, Dwight Howard been having sex with dudes for a long time. And I didn't know nothing about it. He didn't make no big deal of coming out saying, hey, y'all, I'm gay. Like, some people have done. He could have got a call from Barack Obama. Everybody who was gay, who came out as gay when he was president, he called them and congratulated them for being gay. So Dwight Howard could have called and, got a lot of love for being gay. But Dwight Howard did what I always advocate for people to do. Keep that to yourself. I mean, you do what you do. It ain't none of my business. You do what you do in the background because that's your life. But I don't need to know that you having sex with men. I don't need to know that you having sex with a lot of women. I don't need to know none of that kind of stuff. And if you don't want people to judge you on it, then don't put it out there. And he didn't put it out there. Now, I see some people saying, he was grabbing dudes, whatever. Again, I didn't see any of that. But he never, to my knowledge, he never held a press conference to say, oh, by the way, I'm gay. And that I appreciate. Now, sure, in this case, it was about to come out. It was about to come out. This dude done, he's trying to sue you, whatever. It's about to come out. So to your defense, now you got to come out and say, hey, what we did was consensual. Yes, I have sex with men, but that was consensual. And that's the only reason that he had to come out with it. Oh, everybody done known this for years. Everybody known this for years. That's fine. We can speculate it. We can see evidence of it, but it's different than somebody saying, coming up to the podium, is this thing on? I wanted to announce to the world that Y'all thought I was going to say it so y'all could take that clip and use it somewhere and make it sound like I was saying that I was. No, y'all ain't getting me on that. So I appreciate the way he handled it. Now, if he sexually assaulted a dude, I don't appreciate that. But I appreciate not knowing, because I don't want to know, because I don't care. Don't want to know, because I don't care. And that I can appreciate. Michael Sams was his name, who came out and announced that he was gay and, licked the cake off of old dude's face at draft day or whatever. I didn't want to see that. One of them Collins boys come out talking about he gay. I don't want to know that. Just do what you do. Mind your business. I'll mind my business. And, he can't ever say, well, people was treating me in such a way because everybody knew I was gay. No, we didn't. So we treated you how we treated you. People liked you because of your basketball playing skills or, whatever the case was. That's what people either appreciated or didn't appreciate about you. Had nothing to do with all of that other stuff. And that's the way it should be, in my opinion. That's the way it should be. All right. Think anything else? Preston says, yeah. He basically saying stay out of his personal business. And I appreciate that. Stay out of his personal business. What he said was just disrespectful. It was just disrespectful. Really ain't people business. And it don't become nobody business until you announce it. Pamela says there's a lot of families that wish their loved ones came out instead of hiding it to the family. Most families already know which uncle, brother, nephew, or son is gay and just don't say anything. Why'd you leave the women out? Or lesbian? But again, I got a cousin that's just gay. Well, I got a few of them. And there's a difference between coming out to your family and holding a press conference telling the world that you gay. See, because again, at the family reunion and you show up with a man, that's going to be kind of weird. Like, it's the family reunion. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to leave your significant other at home, I guess. He part of the family if y'all in a loving, committed gay relationship. Let your family know. Like, don't be, leave them out there hanging like they don't know, looking all weird. That's different than some dude that I don't know, who I just watch on TV play basketball, telling me he gay. I don't care. So that's what I'm saying. That's different. I left the women out because you were talking about men. I was talking about just gayness. I was using men as the example, but I almost threw Ellen in there as well, because I don't care if Ellen is gay. When Ellen came out, I was like, so I don't care. And then, of course, that became her whole identity, the gay woman. If you don't want that to be your identity, then don't tell everybody. All right, y'all. I'm really late. I need to get out of here. I need to get off of here because I got other stuff that I have to go do. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I don't know if you celebrate Halloween. It's cold out there. If you celebrate Halloween, if you got little ones that you're taking trick or treating or whatever, be safe. Just be safe. If you giving away candy, scare the kids. It's Halloween. You got to scare them a little bit, especially the little ones. They come, put on a mask. Little kids, it's easy to scare. Just put on a mask and growl a little bit. Scare them. And, you give them the candy. Have fun with it. Like, don't, scar them for life. Well, scare them a little bit, all right? Be safe, all of that kind of stuff. As I normally say, which of course I'll change it up a little bit today, if you're out and about or you're dealing with people today, be the reason that somebody is afraid. Until next time, I'm Bill Cosby. I'm out, y'all. Peace.